on, guys, and welcome back to the Will's World. Bill Cosby was released from doing a 3-year sentence earlier today, because of sexual allegations that he had. His whole entire his sentence and the conviction was vacated. Overturned. The case rather was vacated and overturned by Supreme Court earlier, and he's been immediately released. That just means that they did not have any significant, sufficient evidence, and so on and so forth. They never had it. So I really don't understand how Bill Cosby was incarcerated for this long. You know, that's something that I feel like the U.S. Courts Judicial System needs to change, you know, because if you're innocent, you should not do any time. You understand? They say that we're innocent until proven guilty, but, you know, just like in this case, you know, this man had to sit in jail for 3 years trying to prove himself innocent. There's so many cases like that, you know. This man was completely innocent. I said that from the very beginning. It's a shame what this Me Too movement is doing to people, you know. And like I say, man, I feel like they really just targeting successful people, successful men rather, you know. And it's just a sad case, man. But I'm happy to see that Bill Cosby is out. You know, this man has been a very positive figure in the black community for as far back probably 50 years ago. You know, we've had all kind of different shows, positive shows like Fat Albert, Lil Bill. He had the Cosby Show, of course. Everybody know about the Cosby Show. A Different World. He created all of those things, you know. And he acted in some of them also. But my thing about it is I always talk to you guys about us being depicted in a negative light, which creates a negative stereotype and stigma, you know, toward us when people encounter us in society. I always try to preach that to you guys, instill that in you guys about image and perception. It says a lot, you know, your presentation, how you present yourself. I talked to you guys about that. Bill Cosby understood that a long time ago, and he still does. You know, it was a time I know when Bill Cosby. I remember Bill Cosby. He started critiquing us. You know what I mean? Like his people. He started critiquing us. You know, he started speaking out toward a lot of our bad behaviors. You know, and he got a lot of backlash for that. I remember that. And so a lot of us turned our backs on this man just simply because he wasn't telling you that you were doing right when you were doing wrong, you know. And that's something that we need to change in the black community also. We don't need to be sugarcoat things at this point in time. We need to leave that in the past. Everybody is grown. You know, we've been going through this long enough. You know, we've been suffering long enough, guys. It's time for us to wake up and enlighten our people. You know, tell them what they don't want to hear as long as it's what they need to hear, you know. And, you know, I'm just glad that justice prevailed, man. This dude was 80-something years old, 83 years old when he got locked up in 2018, you know. So, I mean, we're not talking about a young man doing time. Bill Cosby, you know, he took it like a champ, man. You know, even when they, you know, his parole got denied and he came up for parole and they were trying to get him to go into this sexual abuse class and things like that, he, knowing that he was innocent, he denied that. You know, he went against that. You know, he said, no, I don't want to go through none of that. If that means I have to stay in jail, then I'm going to stand on that. And that's something that I respect in Bill Cosby also. You know, they tried to play that little mind game with him. And, you know, they tried to make him in that way. They tried to make him look like he was guilty, you know, by putting that type of pressure on him. But Bill Cosby is a stand-up guy, man. You know, for him to withstand that and say, you know what, if I gotta die up in here, I die up in here. But you're not gonna play with my name like that. You know, you're not gonna make me look as if I'm some kind of sexual predator. You know, because I don't want to go do this time. I shouldn't have been in there anyway. You know, that's a man of good faith. You know, a lot of y'all don't understand what it takes to do that. You know, but let's go over some of the things, some of the case, the reason why this man was locked up anyway in the first place. Okay. He was sentenced in 2018 to 3 to 10 years in jail. Because he had like, let's start here. Matter of fact, we'll start here. Okay. How did this scandal start? Okay, how did it start? It was a black comedian that had cracked a joke about Cosby, implying that he had raped women. Okay, now, when that happened, you know, his Twitter page, Bill Cosby's Twitter page. So I don't know who was running his Twitter page or whatever, or if it was hacked or whatever, but his Twitter page asked fans to go ahead and start memeing him, you know, just as a joke. And, you know, once they seen that the memes were like getting all completely out of hand, that's when they took him down. They started taking him down, and, you know, but the damage had already been done. So understand, this is what got the ball rolling right there. Just something that simple. Now I remember R. Kelly in that interview that he did with, I forget her name. It was a black interviewer. She's very prominent and things like that. But, you know, she a sucker for what she did. You know, there's nothing. We got to stop bringing our own people down. You understand? She shouldn't have even took that interview if she was going to be trying to bring that man down like that. You know, same thing goes for this comedian with Bill Cosby. Why would you even crack a joke like that? You know, when you already know that man had allegations and things like that, people were trying to take him down. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even do that? So, you know, right after that, after they took the memes down, his Twitter page took all the memes down, then that's when a flood of allegations started coming in from everywhere. You know, you had like 60 women, you know, stating that they were drugged and sexually assaulted by Bill Cosby. All right. Some of the examples of some of the women and that came forth and with these allegations. One of them was named Barbara Bowman. She said she woke up completely confused, half dressed, and knowing that her body had been touched without her permission. Another lady was Joan Tarshish. I believe that's how you pronounce it. She stated that he made her a drink and she passed out. Said she woke up confused to him removing her underwear. She then voluntarily, later on, after that happened, so she's saying, allegedly that happened, she met him again voluntarily when he invited her to a performance. She said she woke up in his bed that time with him, and he was taking off her clothes, and same thing happened again. Another lady, Andrea Constance, she stated he drugged her and molested her. This lady here, she waited a whole year to come forth, in which the DA couldn't prosecute the case because of a lack of evidence. You know, she took a whole year to come forth. She said this man invited her over to our house and things to practice some acting or something like that. And next thing you know, he drugged her and, you know, raped her. And she comes out saying that, you know, a year later, probably once Bill Cosby, she realized Bill Cosby couldn't create her to be a star. She couldn't get anything out of him. Then next thing you know, she's hollering rape. That's what that sounds like to me. Then in 2005, Cosby, he spoke out against these allegations. He started speaking out, defending himself, letting people know, interviews and things like that. Look, man, this is my name, people were throwing a lot of salt on his name, so he defended himself publicly. These people coming out publicly against him, trying to diminish his characters, by law, he has the right to do that. But in that, the way that the United States laws are, she was able to get a civil lawsuit out of that, and for defamation of character, in which it was settled out of court for undisclosed amount of money. So she even got paid, which that's what she was out for anyway. You see the same pattern here, right? When you look at people like Ron Jeremy, you look at people like R. Kelly, it's the same thing, man. And this Me Too community, they jump all over this. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure they getting paid for it too. They getting paid some kind of way in it too. They got some kind of way they getting paid. And so you had a woman that came out stating that he sexually assaulted her in 1974. 1974. When she was 15 years old. And she comes out in 2000s with this. My thing is, like, how could this, like, not so much of the allegations, like, that's not like that's alarming. That's crazy to me. But it's the time frame, and and then you got to think about I think about, like, why would the judicial system even entertain these allegations? After all of this time, for one. For two, the bogus allegations that these women are coming out with. Like, you in a house, you got invited to this man's house. You go upstairs, he fixed both of y'all drinks. Next thing you know, you passed out, you wake up with him taking your drawers off, like one of these women said, and you was confused, and he was having sex with you, and the next thing you know, you leave and everything, and he invites you by the house again, and you come back by the house again and get raped again, so you say. Like, these type of allegations is like, it spins my wheels, man, to really just, that people could really be, that America's judicial system could really entertain these type of allegations. It goes to show you how evil and what we're dealing with when we're talking about the judicial system. You can think about how many people that did 20, 30 years. A lot of these guys getting out of prison doing 30 years, and they were completely innocent. You think about that. I think about things like that, man. This is completely out of hand at this point, man. When you got 80-something-year-old men getting arrested due to hearsay. You understand? And this man actually did 3 years. Let me tell you, doing three days in jail is enough. 3 weeks, 3 months. Okay, 3 years for a man to be 80-something years old, half blind, then lived his life righteous all this time, and to be sent to jail. You understand? What about them diminishing his character? I feel like he should be able to sue these women, sue these lawyers, sue this DA. I see him in an interview today. His lawyers were speaking for him. He didn't have too much to say, but his lawyers were speaking for him. They said something about the DA fined him $2,000 for him not cutting his grass. Well, the man is locked up. How you gonna cut his damn grass? He got a landscaping service or something that's supposed to come by. He can't keep tabs on if they're gonna come by or not. So that goes to show you the type of DA that he dealing with in that particular area. You know, these people are you know, that they criminals in themselves. You know, and at the end of the day, Bill Cosby did all this time, and there's not going to be any justice, no real justice for it, unless somebody gets arrested besides him. Because these were lies. Y'all built a false case on this man. You know, so where's the justice in that? You know, these women came out, man, and they just basically just say, you know, women just come out these days, man, and if you got any type of money and status, just say, oh, well, one of them just get the ball rolling. Look, he did this. She's mad because of whatever, you know, Bill Cosby or whoever, you know, don't want to give them a deal, don't want to put them in the game. You know, they want to be actors. They want to be this and that or whatever. They looking for somebody to lift them up. So they lay down and have sex with them consensually. And then when things don't play out the way that they wanted to play out or they thought it would play out, then it's the same old story. Next thing you know, and it's always a duration of time, you know, from when the actual assume the allegations, you know, the sexual assault had happened. If you notice that, it's a pattern. It's always a time frame in between that, a big gap, you know, in between when they supposedly got sexually assaulted and when they come out with the allegations. Why? Because I feel that the reason why that happens like that is because, well, they still were hoping that, oh, okay, he's going to help me. He's going to build me up. I'm going to be an actor one day. You know what I mean? All I got to do is just keep having sex with him. But the moment that they realize that, you know what? He's moved on. You know, I'm not going to be able to get this from this guy. Then that's when they start coming out with these allegations. Oh, he raped me back then. He did this and he did that. You know, but it should never hold up in court. The true crime is happening in the judicial system because they're entertaining this. You understand? Same thing with R. Kelly. Remember I told y'all that. That man should not be in jail for these allegations. It's the same pattern. It's the same situation as Bill Cosby. I'm telling you. I know it's kind of hard to believe for some of you people to believe, okay, R. Kelly messed with Aaliyah. She was 15 years old. That shows that he's attracted to younger to young girls or what have you. He was like 20 something, you know. Women like older guys anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if he was fucking with 15-year-olds and things like that, of course you're wrong. Okay? Now, so if Leah was 15, but that situation, okay, says that, you know, R. Kelly was definitely doing illegal, having illegal sex with somebody of that was young, you know, that wasn't of a legal age. But what does that say about her parents? You know, these girls' parents and things. You see, you got to always look at the circumstances that surround these situations, these cases. You see what I'm saying? She's around him. Who knows? Her parents probably said, you know, I condone the relationship. You know, who knows, man? You know? But for to say that this guy was raping these women and holding them against their will and brainwashing them and things like that, that's going too far, man. You know, he was a young man himself at the time when a lot of these accusations came out. You see? But they put him in jail the same way they put Bill Cosby in jail. You know? They put him in jail. It's not a white or black thing in this situation. You know? But my thing is, as much as Bill Cosby has done for us as black people, we should have had Bill Cosby back more. There should have been protests behind Bill Cosby. You understand? It should have been people saying free Bill Cosby everywhere. But you ain't have that. Why? Because Bill Cosby told y'all the truth. He told y'all the truth. He told y'all, look, you know, we need to stop, you know, glorifying dysfunction in our communities. That's all he basically was saying. Everybody took that and say, well, Bill Cosby is trying to criticize us too much. He forgot where he came from and all this here. But really, the man was just he was older and he has the right to critique his own people. Somebody got to start telling us the truth. You know, you look at Chicago right now, man, like over the weekend, they had 42 murders. 42 shootings. I think like 12 people died. One of them was a young lady out there with a son or something. She got killed at a store, a drive-by, gang shootings. We killing each other at alarming rates. You have police that shouldn't be on the force. You got police that's killing us. But what I'm not seeing is them killing productive people, black people. We're not seeing that. Black or white people, they're not killing them. People that get up every day and go to work, they're not killing those people. You understand? Because they're not running across them under the same circumstances as they are somebody that's not doing anything with their life. Somebody that's out here and they're uncivilized. They're out here and they not doing what they're not living a righteous life. They're not going back and forth to work. You understand? Every day, getting a paycheck, paying it to the communities. They're not going to schools. They're not living within the laws. They lawless people. You understand what I'm saying? So they out there dealing with, they're going to run across the police under different circumstances than somebody that's productive, that's living a straightforward life. You understand? If you're out there and you're selling drugs, you're out there killing, you're robbing and all kind of stuff, when you run across the police, yes, things are going to get ugly. You got warrants and things like that, guns and your circumstances is different than from someone like me. You understand? It's time for us to start taking constructive criticism the way that it should be taken. We should be taking heed to that. When you have people like Bill Cosby, when you have older brothers like Farrakhan speaking to us, you understand? You should take heed to that. You can learn a lot from that. Even with me. We have to start backing our black leaders, the ones that's going to be telling us the truth. Even like people like Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown, he tells the truth. I watch a lot of his interviews. He tells the truth, man. It's not that, we got to stop interpreting when one of us are telling the truth, critiquing each other as we hating our own people. Me telling you something positive about your life, and trying to tell you about the wrongdoing in our communities, the dysfunction and how we can change the dysfunction in our communities instead of always playing a victim and looking at other races and things to help us out, because that's going to keep you stagnant. That's going to keep you down. You should look at me and say, okay, that's love. Take it as love. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm always patting you on your back when you're doing wrong, then guess what? You're not going to know the difference between right and wrong. You're never going to be responsible. You're not going to never feel any responsibility for your own actions. And that'll get you nowhere in life. Because I keep telling y'all, the world does not owe you anything. And it's not going to give you anything. As long as you keep playing the victim and pointing the finger somewhere else for your problems, you're going to feel like it's okay to sit back and do nothing with yourself. It's okay to go out here and kill your brother, take from your brother, and just live a dysfunctional, uncivilized life. It's not cool anymore. I told y'all, you get a certain age, man, you got to start looking out for self. You have to leave the old you behind in order to grow. You're going nowhere fast with that mentality. Thinking that you can't do it. You can do the same exact thing that you see every white people doing, every other race doing, if you just stop thinking negative. We got to stop that, man. Stop thinking like you can't do nothing. Like you can't go open a business. Like you can't go out here and get a job. You know, nothing is stopping you, man. But I'm just glad to see that Bill Cosby is out. And I want to see us, you know, backing our leaders like that. Bill Cosby is somebody that, you know, he really set the standard. It's up to us to follow it. You know. But until next time, guys, it's been real. I'm Will. And all I'm trying to get you to do is just think about it.